Sometimes there are many days where students come in and for some reason they don't get along, they bicker, they argue, and a lot of times they just don't understand each other. And community circles allows for them to understand each other. It helps them have more empathy towards each other and more understanding. Community circles is an activity that we have implemented here at Wood Creek Elementary, where the teachers get their students together in the classroom and they just kind of get in a circle, and they have 3 parts to community circles, and it's the greeting, the sharing, and the question of the day.
I like when everybody is finding their spot quickly, quietly. Good morning, Gabby.
Why do community circles?
I feel like it brings the kids together. They can learn more about each other. It also gives them the opportunity to learn how to listen to each other, how to learn more about each other. Some kids have a hard time sharing things, and when they hear things from other kids, it gives them something that they can share or something they can springboard off of.
Good morning, Miss Omar.
And good morning to everybody, and happy Friday.
Community circles build relationship with students, and it sets the tone for the culture of your classroom and just kind of how your year is going to go. And it also allows students to have ownership of the classroom in the decision-making process, problem-solving process, and just makes them feel a part of the community.
So today's question is, how do you find joy when you're feeling down?
Well, I guess I just get lost in my imagination.
Good. That's good.
I either go to Miss Cooper.
The whole purpose for community circles is because it builds community within the classroom. It just fosters, the way the kids care for each other. It builds empathy amongst the children.
How do you feel about community circles?
I love it. It was kind of hard to get started, but once you get in the routine of it, it's really good. We start our morning every single morning with community circle, and if we don't get to it, they will tell you we forgot to do community circle, and we have to stop and sit down and start our community circle. So it's been a really good thing. If you earned your own income, if you had your own money to spend however you wanted to spend it, what would you spend your money on? What would you buy? Remember, put your thumb on your knee if you can think of something. If I had my own money, I would buy
an LC card. I'll buy the cutest thing in the world. I would buy dance shoes. I really like community circles because I get to learn about other people, and I get to learn about what they do. I like it because I get to learn a lot about other people.
I love community circles. As a teacher, I think it's preventative maintenance for classroom management, and it allows kids to be a part of the solution when an issue does arise. And then personally, I love building relationships with my students, and you get to know them better.
It helps me know people more.
You feel like you know more about your friends than you do when you don't have community circles.
When I'm feeling down, I like to watch funny memes.
I watch Vines when I'm feeling down.
I like listening to my favorite songs. Skip.
I just use my imagination, hang out with my friends, and draw. Yes.
Okay.
You should know because my last name is Joy.
What behaviors have changed as a result of community circles?
There's less having to refer out behavior because you're allowing them to take ownership of their behavior, and so there's a lot more. You see kids interact with each other, problem solve with each other, find solutions on their own versus an authority figure having to step in.
I feel like they're becoming better listeners. They're becoming more respectful of each other. They're learning, I think friendships are building based on what they hear each other say. Like I've taught the kids when they hear things in a community circle that they agree with or something that they've done, they can respond quietly with a me too, or something that they're excited about. And it gives them a friendship that maybe they wouldn't have formed without hearing that in community circle.
What would be your advice to others interested in doing what you do with community circles?
I would say initially, as a teacher, you probably think this is going to take some time, but 5 to 10 minutes of your day is so worth it, because just dropping little seeds into your students and allowing to watch them grow throughout the year is invaluable. And you build relationships with your students that you wouldn't otherwise. So I would say just take the time and build that class culture. The year will just go so much better. You'll know your students better, and it's awesome.
Just start doing it. You're just going to have to jump in and get your feet wet. When I was first approached about it, it was hard to wrap my brain around how do I fit this in my schedule every single day. And it does take some time at first to teach the kids how to sit, how to listen, how not to interrupt. But once you spend that time up at the front end, it goes so much faster towards the end. So I would say just sit down and start.
With community circles, the students get to know each other on a level where they feel safe and they feel like they're loved and they feel like they are included and belong to a family.